Hey everyone, welcome to my Season of Discovery Phase 1 Mage
RUNE.
tier list. We're going to go through each of them, each piece of gear at a time, starting with Burnout. So Burnout's honestly, it's pretty good. Obviously, it's really straightforward. If you're going to be using damage, you're going to want to go Burnout. If you're going to be healing, you're going to go Regeneration. Overall, the downside to it is pretty negligible, so it really is as simple as DPS good. So in this case, I'm going to throw it in B. Next up, we've got Fingers of Frost. So Fingers of Frost is something that I think is a great addition to the game. It gives your chill effects a chance to be treated as if they were frozen, allowing you to get mega damage with Ice Lance, just extra crit on your Ice Bolts if you still want to spam Ice Bolt, as well as just kind of setting up, in my opinion, maybe using all of your cooldowns when this proc is up to get like Giga Ice Lance damage. Not really sure where this is going to go in the long run, but to me, I'm putting this in S. Just for the sole reason that I feel like this gives you more decisions to make in combat, and that is what I value most. Moving on to Regeneration, thank God, because I also am going to snap put this S tier above Fingers of Frost to get some credibility back. This is the best thing that they've added to the game for mages, in my opinion. They knocked it out of the park with mage healing. My favorite part of the game so far, if you haven't tried it, would definitely try it. And for the final chest slot, we have Enlightenment. This is one of the additions that I feel like they kind of missed whatever goalpost they were going for here on. Really am not a big fan conceptually of more damage while you have more mana. And then mana regeneration while you have lower mana. Like, I actually almost want to flip this. And because of that, we're going straight rework. I don't think I like this in any current iteration. The idea is maybe you just use Arcane Blast like twice and then Wand, and you're always at like above 70% mana. But if you're doing that, then you don't actually want damage at that point, right? The whole point is that you're being efficient. You don't need more damage. You want more healing, honestly. So if I was going to change this, I would maybe say you get more healing if you're at that high of mana, instead of more damage. It just doesn't make any sense. On the flip side, I would rather it be that you do more damage while you have less mana, and then you have this opportunity to spend as much as possible and try to end the fight with as low of a mana pool as possible, or try to stay as low on mana as possible the entire time. That's where I would go. Moving on to the leg slot now, we're going to Icy Veins. I'm a big fan of any cooldown. Obviously, there's not a lot of cooldowns, and we don't have a lot of talent points right now to kind of open things up. But Icy Veins, in its current iteration, can be used in any of the builds. So if you were Fire, Frost, or Arcane, you could be using it. Just in general, I think it's pretty good. Maybe B, maybe A. It's a little boring to me, so I don't want to put it in A. But definitely B tier. Good, usable, nothing more to say. Next up, we've got Arcane Surge. Arcane Surge is another rune that I think they missed the mark on. It does a ton of damage. It uses all of your remaining mana, and then it does increase damage based on how much was used. I don't like the fact that it's based on your percentage. So basically, it doesn't matter how much, like how large your mana pool is. It just does it based on how much of the percentage of mana that it used. I think this would have been really cool if it scaled off of like flat how much mana you actually had, and then as we got further and further in the game, it could scale in some way. This one I don't have too many thoughts on how to rework. There's definitely something there for it, but I'm thinking once again unusable into like I don't know what the point of this is, right? If it's an execute, don't make it a 2-minute cooldown, right? If you want people to just be able to throw it out for a finisher or something like that when you're running out of mana and there's nothing else to do, 2-minute cooldown is a little weird. Also, the slot that it's taking up has something like Living Flame, which is just more reliable damage on a 1-minute cooldown. So it really is just, I don't know what they were trying to go for here. Up next is Mass Regeneration. This is another rune that I'm really happy with. I think they did a good job. Overall, the raid right now, I feel like you don't need to use this. In future content, you might need to, but because the temporal beacon debuff / buff is only 15 seconds, I feel like it's really mana inefficient to use. So other healers are going to be doing a better job of raid healing, in my opinion, than mages are. And because it serves the same slot as Living Flame, I feel like you're going to have issues there. So overall for me, just B tier, good. Not too crazy, although the visual is kind of insane. The final leg slot is going to Living Flame. This has obviously been one of the standouts so far. It enables AoE grinding. It enables heal over time if you throw it out there, because it counts as arcane damage. We're going to throw this into the first A tier just because it doesn't really open up any new builds. It is very strong. It is pretty interesting as you need to like kind of kite mobs so that they all get hit by the fire. It isn't as simple as just it lights everything up. Overall, one of my favorite new runes, I think. The final set of 4, these are on the glove slot for mages, starting with Rewind Time. This is one of the other runes that I feel like missed its kind of mark. If you're going healing, you need some way to heal with arcane damage, and you're going to really want Arcane Blast. So having just Rewind Time, I don't know if they planned on you only channeling Regeneration for the heals or what, but just given how I've played this, I don't think I could ever see myself using Rewind Time. Maybe with future runes in the, it'll change, but for now, I just don't see it. I think this needs some kind of rework, or it just needs to be moved off of this slot to like another piece of gear so that you can use both this and Arcane Blast. Not sure. Up next, we got Living Bomb. So Living Bomb is also kind of another staple of the AoE farming strat. It's also something that you take when you're doing fire damage as just something that you need to keep up. Overall, I think it's strong, but again, not build defining, not too crazy. I'm going to give it a B, throw it somewhere in the middle. Overall, decent. And finally, we get to Arcane Blast. This is once again one of my favorite abilities. It is almost build defining in my opinion, but just barely doesn't make the cut. I'm going to put it in A. For me, it's an A because one, it enables you to kind of make decisions. Do you want to Arcane Blast again for more mana? Do you want to swap off to a heal for more healing? Do you want to swap to Arcane Missiles for more damage? Or do you just want a wand so that the buff falls off? It creates this dynamic kind of interaction while you're in combat, while also making it super easy to level. So if you only use it twice, the mana cost is super low. So you don't have to drink as much while you're leveling. This is the biggest kind of quality of life addition I think they've added to Season of Discovery, honestly. So A tier for Arcane Blast. And to wrap the tier list up, we have Ice Lance. Obviously, probably a fan favorite, bringing it back. Triple damage against frozen targets, and we saw the Fingers of Frost from earlier, allowing for frozen in situations where it was otherwise impossible. I think it's great. I think it's A tier. There's not too much to say about this. It enables, something else to cast if you are a Frost Mage. In a similar vein, I'm guessing, to Cone of Cold. But it also enables something else in PvE where you aren't just spamming Frostbolt constantly. Obviously, right now, Frost is shitty. So in the future, I hope this to be used like way more. But who knows? Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe this is going to be... Maybe Frost is always going to be bad, and these runes will never make it to the top. We'll see. That's going to do it for this tier list. Some of these I'm pretty confident in. Others I'm like really shaky on. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, anyways, if you guys want, subscribe, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys, as always, are having a great Season of Discovery, and I will see you guys in the next one.